Hi everyone, my name is Healin Magical, and today we're going to be working on the month of March. This month is going to be based basically on Madoka Magica for the monthly overview and other characters for the weekly. So to start with, I'm going to start with the month overview. So right now I'm drawing lines just to put the days of the calendar, and then on the top I'm just going to be writing the names of the days of the week. After that, I just grabbed a green marker to represent St. Patrick's Day and wrote March in it. Following up, I use this yellow color just to draw circles at the corners of each of my boxes. This is where my dates are gonna go. So here you see me put in the dates all the way to 1 to 31. Now, just to add a little bit more pop to the background, I decided to do these circles in different colors. I did use a very light Tombow Bow marker. This way I know that if I write over them with black, it should still like show up and not like clash together. So after that, I started like coloring my Madoka drawing that I have here. Most of my pictures or drawings for this month are actually based on Madoka's Magica art. I'm gonna try my best to link the picture down below, so if you don't wanna draw it, you can always print it out and just paste it into your planner. So I decided to use watercolors for this, just so it look a little bit more like wash off, and it will be easier to use a black pen over them. Lastly, if you see here, I did make a mistake under bow, so I just went ahead with like a Posca pen and color it in white. And basically that's gonna be it for the monthly overview. Now to start with my mood tracker, this is always the one that is like the most intricate, the most time consuming. So I would suggest taking your time when doing this one. To start with, I did pre-drew everything. I drew 31 of this like gem stones and gem seeds or soul seeds. I think that's what it's called. I'm just gonna leave them blank, and then I'm just gonna fill that up as the month goes with different colors according with my mood. These are not very detailed or very intricate, but you're always welcome to do it as complicated as you would like to. For me, this was the easiest way to do it and the less time consuming, even though this spread did take me a while. So in the background, just to tie more the Madoka theme, I did draw like a flying down cube, and as well I did added the weapons of each of the girls the best that I could, and those weapons are actually gonna represent like the mood colors that I'm gonna be using for each of the months, for each of the different moods. Now, if you see right here is actually when I started working on the weapons. I did went ahead and outline each weapon with its matching color instead of black, just to give a little bit more contrast. And then I just filled it in some with watercolors, just to make it easier on myself. I color in Cubist pink details. Add the mood tracker title. I really didn't leave a space for it, so I just wrote it wherever. And then, as you see, I'm actually writing the different moods that I'm going to be using. So angry, sad, calm, happy, and I guess like anxious was the last one that I decided to do. Stress. Then the next spread that we have here is going to be my new trackers. As always, I am going to be keeping this build tracker that I use every single month. That's personally what works best for me, but I am showing two new different trackers that I haven't done before. The first one is going to be my weight loss tracker, and for this one I decided to draw Charlotte's witch. And basically her like warm version of her, not the toy, is what's gonna be the tracker itself. So right here I'm just like outlining it. I did change it to match the shape that I needed the best, but you can always look up the pictures and just use it the same way that I did. So here I'm just like coloring the background. In my head, this one was supposed to be like dripping chocolate frosting. It might not translate that way, but that's what it's supposed to be. And it just makes the spread more interesting. Lastly, here's where you're gonna see me at this circle. This is where I'm actually gonna be writing down my weight loss goal. And the way that I'm gonna be using it is that every single time that I'm reaching a new goal, I'm just gonna write the number inside one of the circles. Another way that you can use it is write all the weight goal loss that you have in each circle and then color it in after you have reached the goal. I personally didn't do it like that, but that's another way that you can also do it. So I'm adding my title over here. And now for this next spread, this is gonna be the easiest spread, and I see that a lot of people doing it before. So basically I'm doing a 1 line a day spread. So you will start writing down your number 1 to 31 all the way down, and then I'm adding my title on the top. And I tried to do the best that I could to imitate Madoka's calligraphy title. And then finally, to separate the lines, I'm actually using like a highlighter, a soft highlighter, just to give different colors for each of the days, so that way they don't like look all together, and it does make the spread more interesting. Now for the fun part. So these are my weekly spreads. This first one is gonna be inspired by Hanamaru from Love Live, and the artist is Artbylittlemissluna. She did drew this picture, and she is an exclusive collaborator for this planner. So all the links and her information is gonna be down below, as well as a link for you to be able to purchase the same sticker. So this one is one of the spreads that I really like. I was pleasantly surprised how easy it was to do. So what I'm doing here is I'm making this like water effect using watercolors, and I learned that the trick for this one was actually leaving gaps of white, which are gonna represent like the foam that the sea naturally does. After that, I just went ahead and color in my sand. This is a combination of like a cream color and a brown. And I just let it dry, and after it was dry, I just went in with a marker and I just went ahead and wrote Aquarius. This is supposed to be the idol group name. And finally, and then after that, I just decided to place my sticker here in the corner. And to finish off the spread, I went ahead and drew my boxes. I drew 4 on the top and 3 on the bottom. And then after my boxes are done, I just went ahead and wrote down the date. And that's it for the spread. Now, the next spread is going to be inspired by Cure Grace from Healing Good Precure, and the artist is Prince Aali. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So this one's a pretty simple but very efficient spread. I started drawing 7 flowers, and these are the exact same flowers that Cure Grace has on her hair. And then I just went and drew like different twines everywhere just to make the spread look more filled, like just to make the spread look more full. And after, I decided to tie it in with pink. So I did this little flower petals, and as well as the pot that they use on the show, just to bring in the pink that she actually has on her hair. And I feel like it looks very natural and it matches Cure Grace very well. Lastly, I'm going to be placing the picture here on the bottom. And that's it for the spread. Very simple, very fast to do, but very efficient, and it matches Cure Grace perfectly. The next spread that I'm going to be doing is this Animal Crossing Merengue character spread. The artist is going to be HontoAlt. And this one's also one of those very easy spread, but it's actually based on the Animal Crossing amiibo cards. So right here, I'm just in 2 lines, and I wrote my days of the week. And here on the top is what it's going to be more representing the cards. So I'm just doing this like checker pattern on different shades of pinks on the top. I drew a rhinoceros head on the corner, as well as like a rock, paper, scissors hand, the 4-sided dice option, and her card number on the top. So she's 285. And that's basically like exactly like the same symbols that she has in her Animal Crossing amiibo card. And here's the sticker. It's so cute. And it's so big too. That's why I decided to leave this big space here in the corner to put it there. This spread also has a lot of like writing space, so that makes me really happy. Lastly, for this spread, unfortunately, I did have an artist that was actually gonna collaborating with me, but like for some like professional issues that I'm not gonna mention here, the artist is no longer part of the project, so I decided that I was gonna draw the character myself instead of leaving this page blank, or instead of leaving this character of the planner. So this was actually Yayoi from Idolmaster. So if you look up like a bunch of pictures from her, she's like an idol, and she has a lot of themes around frogs and burgers. So I decided to bring those elements in here. So this one's basically just a doodle page, and I also decided to leave the actually writing portion of the spread pretty simple. So I just decided to do very, very basic squares for my dates of the week. So here I'm just coloring with like a different types of markers. So it's a combination of Crayolas and Tombos, and I use the Sakura liners to give like all the little details that it needed. So I went ahead and like also colored the burger and the frogs. And finally, I decided to add a little bit more stars to not make the spread that simple and plain. And I'm just gonna outline my boxes with an orange just to match her hair. I'm writing the days of the week here in the corners of the boxes. And lastly, for some reason, I lost the footage, but I actually did color the whole background for the spread. And that's it. So here are all the spreads for you to look at up close and better. And again, thank you to all the artists that actually collaborated with me in this project. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope if you do recreate any of the spreads, tag us down below. All the information for all the artists and supplies are also going to be in the description box down below. And again, thank you.